Alright, and welcome to MUMMASASS Life Unfiltered. And must I admit, it's raw, it's uncut, it's unapologetic, and it's probably un-English. Un-English? Is that even a word? See what I mean? Anyway, we're obviously feeling a little bit comfortable about this video slash podcast audio. You probably can't see if you're listening to this as an audio, but I have a beautiful bit of some Sara Lee chocolate cake with custard in a bowl. I've literally got no dot points whatsoever for this, so let's just delve right in and get right into it. I hope you've got a sweet treat, because if you're anything like Mama Sass, you need to have a sweet treat in hand. But I know a lot of you guys are probably on like some of you have been telling me that you're going into a bit of a diet and you're not having that stuff on hand. So grab yourself an apple or a bottle of water. And probably pleased that you can't see what I'm eating, but I just told you. So, yeah, sorry about that. Well, I'm not sorry. I'm unapologetic. Gee, I need to stop saying sorry. Anyway, you're probably wondering, what are we talking about today? Well, I need a mouthful of this cake and custard. So give me a second. We need to put that microphone down because I need some cake and custard. Yum. 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 Oh yes, I use my phrases over here too. That's good. Sorry, I'll be stopping a few times to have some of that. Anyway, what are we talking about on this episode? We're talking about what it's like going live. Now, that's why I thought, you know what, let's just run with this one and see how I go. Let's see how I go without any, sort of prompts in my hand, just a topic in my head, and whether or not I can actually pull it off. Alright, so what's it like going live? It's daunting, especially the first moment that you ever do it. Oh my lordy, is it daunting. I remember my first ever live, and I thought that I needed like 1,000 followers, but I only had 850 or something, and I know I did up a video that was like, please follow me, I only need about 150,000, Jesus! I mean 150 more followers. Oh my lord. Just getting my hopes up there. Anyway, I only need another 150 followers. So I put that video up, and I had one of my regulars of my content at the start say, you don't need 1,000 followers anymore, you only need 500, I think. So I was like, oh, straight up, seen that comment come straight on, and I was like, I'm going live straight away. So I jumped on and I pressed a little button, and would you believe it, it was going live. I set up a little bit, I sort of set the camera up on my bed, and had it facing towards a TV, which I'm quite lucky I didn't go down for, because I didn't actually realise that you weren't allowed to put that content onto your lives. But I had me in front of it, and people just coming in requesting songs. So I hang on a minute, I need some more cake. This is good cake. So yeah, that's what my first live was. I have a few people who still come into my lives from my first ever live. Oh my lordy. So yeah, but that was quite daunting and a lot to get used to. I do have people, when people say to me on my lives now, oh, I'd like to go live, do you have any advice? And I always say, which I didn't have because I didn't know at the time, make sure you've got moderators. Now, I see some people, I actually seen a video the other day of somebody saying I don't know why these people who have under 20, people come into their lives, why have they got moderators? Why can't they do it themselves and everything? Well, if you want a live to flow really, really well, you want to make sure that you're giving your audience your all. Now, you might also be a, content creator who I've seen many do. I was watching one the other day, and it was someone like they were the Krusty Krab out of SpongeBob person in the shop, and he was like flipping the things and stuff, and he wasn't near his screen very often. I don't know how many people he had in his live, but doing that sort of entertainment live is, you're not really looking at the screen. So I always feel, excuse me, I should have got a glass of water. I always feel that having a moderator straight up, even if it's only one, is always good, because they can also get on top of stuff if they're really watching well enough before the creator even sees it, for them to get a response or get upset about what might have just been said. So that's something that I've learned, and some advice that I always give out. What else is it like? It seems really weird sometimes talking to just a screen. I suppose this probably feels a little weirder, if I'm being real honest, talking to a phone. Like, at least when I go live, I've got comments to respond to. When I'm doing this, I don't got no comments. I got to try and come up with everything myself and hope that I can speak for however long I need to speak for and not stumble along the way. Lucky Eiley. Well, it's a funny story, actually. I don't like to talk. I like to hibernate in my little space, which I suppose I didn't really delve into in the in the video before this one. I was talking about what it's like being on social media, and I didn't really delve into the fact that when I'm not on, I'm actually really quiet. I don't talk. I don't do anything, because that's who I normally am. Social media did bring me out of my shell a lot, and it's something I'll be very thankful for. And also my lives, like, not just my content, like my lives were a big part of that, because I had to have the comments that you can have come through at you, the good and the bad, and be able to respond quite quickly to that. So yeah, and then obviously as maybe you guys don't even know, so why am I saying obviously? But I used to go live. I think I did mention, or not live, sorry, but battle, and I think I've mentioned that a little bit in my lives. But I used to battle a lot, so whilst I was learning all of the live side of things, I would delve into like requesting people to battle, because it's a good way to start and meet new people. As I also mentioned in the last video, was that there's some bad stuff that can happen from going live as well, especially when you're reaching, you're outreaching to other people who are live, and you're sitting beside them battling and you're talking to them. Sometimes you might become friends with them, or you constantly meet up with them on the lives and whatnot to do things. That can turn quite ugly depending on what happens. I know it certainly did in my instance. I had some who I thought were some amazing friends, and I thought that these people actually cared about me. Sorry, I need some more cake. I'm feeling a little depressed. Yeah, I really did think that, one of them became my best mate. I won't delve too much into that. That's not the best mate that I have now. That went a little bit south, that friendship. And if you want to know more about that friendship, make sure that you are subscribed to the behind closed doors segment of all of this, because it's a little juicy, and you know what? I'm open to talk about it. So that's definitely something that will be a good topic for one of those, for, you know, maybe my supporters to hear about what has happened in my, trying to work out how to word it, how my journey amongst some of that stuff. I know that the other day I had an account come through. In my mind, I was thinking it was this person, and they were just trying to get their name out there a little bit. They dropped their account name and everything as well, from what I seen. But that account came through and dropped a name and an account name. And I was like, oh yes, I know. And I didn't really say too much, did I? No. Guess what? Mitch is in behind closed doors. Always a little bit of fun. But yeah, there's moments obviously like that I get amongst my stuff, of past friendships that didn't quite work out. There's also some beautiful moments of some amazing gifts that I've received. I don't actually talk to any of the friends that I made from the start. Some of them still do follow me, and they come through and they listen. They've said hello here and there. But I tend to keep to myself these days. Really, I need more cake. I cut myself too much. But, you know, and I don't have a hard problem with some of them. You know, it is what it is. I've learnt in life that, how shall I say this? Some people are meant to stick with you forever, and some people are only meant to be with you on a small part of your journey. And I'm assuming that those people were probably meant to just help me get to the next step that I needed to in life. So yeah, so there's been those moments. Oh, there's been some funny moments. Oh my lordy, has there been some funny moments on live. I remember way back before I started, like back at the start as well, I did some lives where, like, if you know the lives that you can do of like the AI generated sort of things, like you receive gifts and you're like, thank you for the rose, smells beautiful, like you're literally talking like a robot, like a few people think that I talk like, anyway. But yeah, I was doing lives like that, and you know, they were just so much fun. The people watching were laughing. I've also, on my lives, I've raised some money for a lady who was suffering from some cancer and stuff, and the medication was quite expensive. So I did some challenges as such on my lives, where one of them was I filled up some water balloons with what do you call it, like some had eggs, flour, milk, some had cream corn in them, some had soft drink in them, some had a mixture of everything, like, yeah. And I wasn't thinking on this day, it was summer, and I sat them outside. Now I was supposed to do this live at 6 o'clock, and I sat them outside at like 3 o'clock. I had them done by the time Little Miss was finished school, and they sat out in that sun for 3 hours. Then I jumped on live, me not even thinking about any of this, and it was a particular gift to get it dropped down on top of me. Well, when them milk and egg ones got dropped down on top of me, well, that was next level. That was next level. It was disgusting. Like, it was supposed to be disgusting anyway, but the milk was churned. Yeah, sorry, not sorry over this side if you're sitting there going, Mama Sass, stop telling us. But, like, obviously I've had the fun of doing that. There's been the, you know, it feels so weird as well. Like, obviously at that start, I had people in the comments, and then I would go live with other people in the boxes or battle them and that. So there was always someone there to talk to. It was like a real person, you know, it was everything. But since changing up my content because of the way everything has gone, and that my content now as a live is me on there all by myself. So I can't hear anything, which is probably why sometimes I have my music going so loud, because it's like, I gotta have some noise, and people are generally like, we can't hear you. And I'm like, sorry, because, yeah, I can't hear anything, obviously, because it's all just coming out. Sorry, I need to move my legs. It's all coming out as a, like, it's just being typed. And, you know, sometimes my eyes will be like, oh my lordy, I'm overreading. But, like, you know, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love every single person's comments, because it keeps the whole chat flowing and the conversation really going. But, yeah, it's quite different to sit on the other side and have no noise. Obviously, if you're on that side, you're hearing me and you're reading the comments and it's all going and it's not that bad. But it can be quite daunting on my side, because there's nothing there, and I've got to try and come up with something to say, which can sometimes make it be like, well, what's going on with her? Like, Kawagi, why is she not sure what to say? And it's like, well, you try standing on the other side of her phone and just constantly trying to think of something. Yes, okay, you might be saying, well, don't go live as often. You know, like, pick a topic when you go live. But that's not what I'm out for with my lives. I'm not trying to have a topic every single time. I like the chat to decide my topic, and sometimes a topic might run for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Sometimes, you know, we might run that topic for an hour. But that's the way that I like to run my lives. I don't like to, you know, a lot of people say, you know, your lives are boring, you don't do anything. And yeah, that hurts a little, because what it takes to turn that live on every single day is a lot. And to know that when you turn that on, you're going to have all of your haters and trolls coming through saying whatever it is that they want to say today. You're going to be having them screen recording your live. You're going to have them, or I'm going to have them, not everybody has this, but this is what I have. You're going to have them, so you've got to remember, as I said, let's go. Right, you're about to press your live button if you're me. And before you press that live button, it's really fastly running through your head. Alright, we got negative comments. Have you got your shit together to push through this? Make sure you're strong. Make sure you've got this. 2, you're going to be screen recorded. So, you know, be mindful of what you say, what you do, what you act, and how you be. To some degree. 3, no matter what you do, say, be, or anything, you're still going to get hate. You could jump 5 feet up in the air because that's how far they told you to jump, and they'd look at you and go, you frigging idiot, you didn't jump correctly. Or, I only wanted you to jump 2 meters, not 5. So, you know, there is a lot that goes through your mind when you're about to jump on. But the fact and the happiness that I get out of doing it every single day far outweighs anything that any troll or hate comment could ever put me through. As I said, in behind closed doors is where I'll delve into some of the really nasty stuff that I've had said to me. Now, not only from this new lot of stuff, excuse me, not only from all this new lot of stuff that's out there now, I've had some really bad stuff said about me from people who have not liked what I've achieved and been achieving since the moment I started on social media. So, make sure, once again, as I say, you are keeping up to date to whether or not behind closed doors has come open yet. I can't wait to delve in. I hope you've enjoyed these last 3 videos. I know they haven't been maybe an awful lot. You know, I'm just diving my little feet in at the moment as well. I can't believe I've literally just sat here for 21 minutes 40 seconds at the moment, just rambling on about being on live and the fun that I have and the negative that can come from that as well, without any prompts in front of me, and the fact that I've got a chocolate cake and custard sitting in front of me that I'm not delving into more times than I have. But it's been a lot of fun actually doing it without any little bits. But please note, this isn't all it's going to be. There is going to be so much more that we delve into. This was just a little bit of a teaser, shall you, and a little bit of a moment for me to start to warm up and get used to doing this, because unlike a live, I think this is a little bit more daunting than going and pressing the live button. But in saying that, I've been going live for like over 2 years, so yeah, of course it would be feeling a little bit more daunting. There's no comments, there's no anything, but I must admit, it's nice to be able to speak and not have someone coming at me while I'm trying to say something. So I can't wait for the next video / audio that you are going to be listening to, because I'm starting to realise that over here I can be uncut, raw, unapologetic, and unfiltered. That's literally just hit me. Anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and you look forward to the next video, which should drop in about a week. Love you all. Bye.